Exactly. Quick
Just tell
episode. In and
Packy that
out.
I
20
still love
minutes.
him.
20 minutes meme. See, I'm just asking the thing what the 20 minutes meme is. Anyways, are we good to go?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
recording.
fuck. We're not good to go because I'm retarded. I accidentally hit stop recording, so stop sharing screen.
You dummy.
I know, right? I'm such an idiot. Let's see. It's one podcast, James. What could it take? 2 hours? God. Just fucking meme-licious today, apparently. Anyways, how are you doing, James?
I'm doing okay.
We need to get some I was thinking, we need to get, you mentioned you need to tell Jacob about the thing in Star Wars that I already forgot what you said it was.
Jedi.
And oh cool, I'm recording in Audacity too. I was super worried I wasn't. But yeah, this is Jetpack Swords, everybody. It's a super cool casual gaming podcast that we're like 8 or 9 episodes behind on publishing, but that's okay because my lovely wife has offered to edit some of them, and so maybe that backlog will go down because she's amazing. And then we need to, if that's the case, if the backlog goes down, then I can put more time into actually doing things, and we can get back to either A, having guests, or B, having like themed / planned episodes. And so both of those would be cool. And or, yeah, like I said, and or, right? Very likely both. Be a themed episode with a guest. I'm Greg, joined by James. Normally Packy would be here, but Packy sucks this week. And yeah, so James, what's up? What do you want to talk about? I know we're both tired, so we're going to keep this one short.
Well, we can start off, I guess, with what we've been playing. If you're cool with that, just go ahead and knock that out. And that can lead us into whatever else.
Go.
I hate to say it, because I know some people might be disappointed, but I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. My girlfriend is a massive Harry Potter fan, and I figured new, fun open world plus that might be a good thing. And it's I would not give it a complete 10 out of 10, but for being a massive jump in scale from that studio's previous projects, it's good. It's cool, It's
That's
relatively
really
well made.
Hear.
And it's, as someone who does not care about Harry Potter at all, I think it being set in the 1800s is a cool place for it to be, because it's a good mix of turn of the century with magic, and it's just a cool setting without being overshadowed by the actual Harry Potter world. I don't know. I think it's cool. I've only played 4 or 5 hours, but it's cool. Combat's actually surprisingly good too. It's really good combat.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I think I remember when they showed a trailer 3 or 4 months ago. My initial impression, I think we talked about it on this podcast actually, was I was pretty whelmed, right? I felt like it was I was like, I mean, it looks okay, right? But it definitely didn't it didn't impress me. It didn't excite me at the time.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And so it's really I'm really glad to hear you say, and the general impression online seems to be more or less the same, in that it's pretty good, right?
Yeah,
and so yeah,
absolutely.
I think it's cool because I mean, obviously J.K. Rowling's transphobia aside or whatever, right? Harry Potter's a big universe that's arguably a pretty cool universe, and I mean we both grew up with it, right?
Yeah,
even though you mentioned obviously you're not particularly huge fan, right? But I mean we still grew up with that, right? We saw the movies when they were our age or whatever, and and so yeah, it is cool to see a large-ish scale, not large-ish, large scale Harry Potter game in that universe, because there's a lot there, right? I mean,
really
it's a kind of cool universe.
It's a big map and a good fit for the larger universe so far, it feels like.
So yeah, no, I'm really I'm actually pleased that you've gone and you're playing it, because yeah, that means I can talk to you about it and ask you about it. Because that is definitely that's the big thing in currently, right? That's the thing though I feel like a lot of people are talking about.
Yeah, I definitely would not have bought it at full price, but I had that $45 left on my Xbox from the mystery gift card. So I just put that towards it, and I was like, yeah, I don't need to wait for something else. The next couple big things that I want to play are all on Game Pass. So I was like, sure, I'll spend the money on this. So yeah, it's pretty good.
That is good. I'm still playing through Hi-Fi Rush.
I've not played any more of it since last week.
Dude, it's been so busy, and so I've barely played more of it. I will say I texted you about you guys about this. And have you gotten, so you've played some, right? Obviously, then
Played some. Yeah.
have you gotten to the point of parrying in
No,
it?
I don't think so.
Okay. So the only thing so far in the game I do not like. I absolutely hate everything involving parrying in that game. But everything else is just so fantastic, right? Like it's just so good. And the
Hmm.
reason I hate parrying is because like as a whole, the game is very generous about the rhythm aspect of it, right? Like you can just smack your fucking buttons and it doesn't matter. Your score or whatever won't be high, right? But like you can smack your buttons and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That is not true for parrying. You have to be on time for it, and there are certain things that you have to parry. There's no alternative. So it's very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. Mainly just the contrast of it compared to everything else in the game. Like I said, like it's so generous with everything else except this one single thing, and it's really rough. Um, and the reason it's frustrating is because like I like rhythm games, I like music games. I think we've talked about this before. But that being said, like so Rock Band and Guitar Hero, for example, they let you calibrate, some delay for audio visual. The difference between the picture on the screen and the sound coming out of your speakers, right? Like they let you
Hmm.
calibrate that.
Yeah.
And Hi-Fi Rush doesn't do that. It has a thing in game, and it's like, yeah, this gives you an idea of how bad it is. That's it. It doesn't help you fix it. It just says this is what it is, and like things have input lag. Like there's input lag on like or not input lag, right? But like there's a delay between particularly for me like my sound goes from the console to the TV and then from the TV to a sound bar, and so
Yeah.
like between the two, like I don't know, it's just like I don't know, it's not perfect, and it's clearly not perfect, and there's nothing I can do to make it perfect, really. Um, and so it's just kind of frustrating that it's whatever. Which you still get used to it, right? Like, I mean, I've gotten much better at like the timed dodges, right? Like it's so satisfying, right? Like just because the way the dodges work is if you do the dodge on beat, you can do up to like 3 in a row, I think. And so
Yeah.
just like doing the dodges on beat is just it's so satisfying. Love it so much. But anyways, yeah. So a little bit of Hi-Fi Rush, a little bit of DKO, which is fantastic, and then if and then a little bit of WoW, and then hopefully my plan is post Hi-Fi Rush play Elder Scrolls Online, but we'll see. Who knows? But with the amount of time I get to play games these days, by the time I finish Hi-Fi Rush, like maybe Redfall will be out and I'll be playing Redfall. Oh wait, no, that is way later than I thought. Redfall is May. For some reason, I thought Redfall was
Atomic
like
Hearts
March.
comes out next
Oh
week, and that's on
yeah,
Game Pass. And I'm very excited to see how it shapes up for a lot of reasons.
yeah. I mean, for sure. And then there's one more too. Is Well Long Fallen Dynasty going to be on Game Pass too? I can't remember.
I
It
don't think
is.
on
Yes,
it is on Game
it
Pass.
is.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't think
Yep,
it
it is
was,
now
but
ready to preload on Xbox Game Pass.
nice. I should
And yeah, like
preload
that'll look
Atomic
interesting
Hearts.
too. Yeah, so we'll see. Um, yeah, so not playing a ton, hopefully more. That being said, while we're keeping this short, we can kind of use this to like this will be very boring for everyone else, but maybe not. We can use this time to brainstorm. Like I said, I'd like to return to themed episodes or guests. And so like
Mhm.
James, are there specific topics you'd like to talk about? Like game genres or people you'd like to have on more than others? Like, what are you thinking?
I think we still need to have William on, obviously.
Absolutely.
Strategy games, at least. He and I could definitely talk about that. My friend Jordy, that's like mine and Jacob's friend, Jacob's fraternity brother. I think like he's still interested in coming on. I don't know what we would talk about beyond just like general stuff. I don't know what he's like the most into, but he would definitely be a good guest. As far as like theming beyond genres, like we had talked about a few episodes back where I brought it up and you told me to shut up so we could do an episode on it. Games that we think reached their like ideal form of their franchise, essentially.
Yes. Let me write that down.
that.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. Fuck that. That doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, all right. And then there's one thing that I'd be curious about yours. So I was talking to Matt, Matt, And he was like, he gave a suggestion, which I kind of like, which was there was this old like sports show he would occasionally see on like ESPN or something, or I don't even know if it's ESPN, but it's called like Around the Horn or something. And it was
Yeah.
basically just like the commentator or like the hosts would basically just like, I think the premise was like give absurd prompts and like the other people have to just give like completely absurd takes and defend it. And so
Yeah.
like I feel like we could easily have fun with some hot takes. I mean, as you know,
It's like we could.
my taste is trash. I got absolutely trash hot takes, so like I'm sure we could blow some time on that.
Yeah.
So that would be good. And then yeah, we got the list here that we can come back to. But I like the idea of getting William on. I'll reach out to him and see if he'd like to come on. And then also I think it'd be fun to talk about like more non-traditional games. Like I think I'm tentatively having people over to play poker, right? And so like, board games, card games, tabletop in general games,
Yeah,
right? Like
for
I think
sure.
could be fun to talk about. And so that'll be cool. Um, and then yeah, that'll be good. And then maybe we'll get back into the full swing of it and it'll be glorious. And then Microsoft will sponsor us for talking about Game Pass.
God, I hope so. That's all I want. I want them and the Against the Storm guys to sponsor us.
I don't know if they make as much money to afford the sponsoring.
Oh, they deserve it though.
Exactly, they deserve it for free. That's what you're saying. Is we give them shout outs for free. Everyone go play Against the Storm.
Do it.
But yeah, I mean, unless you got anything explicitly else, like I said, we can keep this real short, and then next week, I'll have something planned for next week for sure.
Are you gonna just out of curiosity, just looking at other upcoming races, are you gonna be like playing Wild Hearts on Xbox? Are you into what that might be? That's the
Not
Monster Hunter.
Oh, is this EA Monster Hunter? Interesting.
Yeah. Apparently it's from what I've seen of early the final previews, is it's Death Stranding and Monster Hunter combined, which sound interesting. Death Stranding in the sense that like structures you build are like they'll stay on the map for other players to see and use, like in their games, which like Death Stranding had that concept. But then obviously Monster Hunter, because you're fighting big monsters, and I think
this looks
sounds interesting.
Very cool.
I mean, it's on Game Pass, so like, I'm gonna play it.
Okay. I was gonna say this looks like something.
I think it's on Game
Pass. So I'm not sure it will be. My guess is it won't be. But because it's part of EA, or because EA is publishing it, eventually it'll end up in
the EA
player access, or whatever they call it. Yeah,
whatever it's called.
And then that is included with Game Pass. Although actually it does say join the hunt now with EA Play. So I don't know. We will see. Because what I was going to say is this does look very interesting, and it looks like it could be fun, but it also, because I could never get into Monster Hunter, I would be hesitant to commit to $70, I'm assuming.
Yeah, for sure.
And so if they had a demo, which actually, if nothing else, don't they do demos with EA Play? Like they
do
give you like 10,
usually,
like an hour, 10-hour trial. I can't remember. Oh, mama. Okay, yeah, it is obviously a full price game, which is not surprising, right?
It's EA,
yeah. $70. Yeah, $70 for the standard edition. So I would totally do the trial with EA Play. And give that a go, because you're right, it does look very cool potentially. Yeah, I would do that. Which that's like 2 days or something. I think I said like February 17th or something.
Yeah, it's 2 days.
Hell yeah, February 17th. Okay, yeah, I'll preload that. Oh goodness. Anything else interesting in the upcoming?
There's that new what's it called? The like Yakuza. It's not Yakuza, but it's made by the Yakuza devs. That takes place in like 1800s Japan. It's like a Dragon Ishin, I think. which looks pretty cool. Like, I've not played any of the Yakuza games, but they're all supposed to be super cool and like good. And this one takes place in 1800s Japan, so I mean, it sounds sick. And then Atomic Hearts next week, which I still can't believe that game's finally coming out. Like, it seemed like it was vaporware for so long, literally like years, where it seemed like the fakest game, and I'm hoping it's not, because it looks like a cool Soviet aesthetic Bioshock, and I'm here for that. And apparently Mick Gordon did some of the music on it, who was the original Doom 2016.
And he is donating all
that's
of
why I saw
his pay from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. Like,
I
good
know,
on you,
after
Mick Gordon.
the issues and some of the controversy he had between him and Bethesda.
I was going to say, like, there's definitely some, it's actually, okay. Aren't there like a surprising amount of similarities between like that story and Martin O'Donnell with Bungie?
Bungie?
Like,
yes.
what is it with famous composers who make really good music that like seem to be like embroiled in controversy?
I think, don't anybody quote me on this because I'm stupid.
Yeah.
But I think the Martin O'Donnell thing was a little more not in his favor. Like, he was a little more assholey, and Bungie like was a little more on the right, I want to say. And then for the Mick Gordon stuff, I definitely felt like he was in the wrong for a while. And then he released that one statement not too long ago, and it definitely seemed more like Bethesda put like ridiculous expectations on him.
Yeah.
And then he like literally just wanted like one or two things, and they were like, no, sorry. Which the guy that took over and did music for the Doom Eternal and the Doom Eternal expansions, the DLC, Andrew Hulshult, I think is how you say his name, he's just as good as Mick Gordon in my opinion. So like, it, I guess, worked out, but like, still, I don't know, just a weird situation.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Elder Scrolls had a similar thing with one of the composers that did music for them. I might be making that up, but I swear one of those guys had a weird falling out with like actual Bethesda too, and that was a whole thing. I don't even remember.
I wonder, James, do you still get a chance to? Do you still occasionally listen to or play, watch, listen?
Yeah,
I wonder if
I'm usually a week or two behind.
Wintry has ever talked about either of those.
I don't know.
Because like, I wouldn't be surprised if he knows them. Obviously, right?
I mean,
like,
yeah,
that'd be very interesting to hear his perspective on it.
Decently established.
Let me just reach out to him on Twitter, and I'll get him on the pod. You know,
I bet I don't know about that part, but he'd probably answer you. Like, they all seem pretty.
He probably would.
Down to earth. All of them do. So.
I'll get him on
the pod. We don't need to necessarily promote another podcast, but the most recent episode where they were talking about the Assassin's Creed win at the Grammys for the Assassin's Creed soundtrack, for specifically the Dawn of Ragnarok expansion soundtrack. But he was talking about his own experience because he did Austin did the Aliens Fireteam soundtrack, which I didn't know until that episode. And I love Aliens Fireteam. I think it's a really cool game. Definitely deserves more than it got. It's really well made and really cool, and it's cool that he did the soundtrack for that. So, and he did Journey. Yeah, obviously, Journey's probably the biggest thing he did. But
I mean, that's obviously. Aliens Fireteam Elite, I think, is leaving Game Pass, and I need to play it because I never got to play it.
It's worth a single, unless you have like people that you want to play with consistently. I would say it's worth like a single playthrough. Like, it's even well made. Myself? Okay, it's well established in like the lore. Like, it nails the Aliens aesthetic as well as any of the other Aliens games do. It's great. It's really good.
Oh no, I think it already left.
It might have.
Yep.
I think we
December
bought it on
15th.
Steam. I think that's where we have it at.
Bollocks. Dang, I should have played it.
We've got it on Steam.
Because it came out like the same time as Rainbow Six Extraction, which we've talked about, obviously. And I played a little bit of that, but I never got to play
Extraction's so good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will talk to you next week, and we'll have I promise to have something of substance, a topic, or a guest, or both, probably just one of the two. Next week for us, and hopefully Packy will be able to make it too. All right,
perfect. Sounds.
It was good catching up, James. Though.
Yeah, you too.
Toodles.